11, y'all. Guess what? We won.
We won.
Hey.
Got a dub.
Hey,
a win is a win is a win is a win is a win.
I ain't gonna do the famous Jameis eat the dub, but thank God we won.
Exactly.
It was a grind out there in Lincoln, like I told y'all it might be. But man, I don't even care. We got it done. That is all that needs to be said. The losing skid is over. The drought is over.
We bowl eligible.
We ain't in the promised land, but we going bowling. That's all that matters. And we got 2 more weeks to just have some fun. You know what I mean? Like have some fun with these last 2 weeks. That's what it's about. The guys got that monkey off their back, bro. And man, I know that locker room is feeling good. The pictures after the game, that was what it was all about. It was good. Yeah, it was good to see them boys. They got to sing that song again.
I think if you're a true Maryland,
high.
My bad. I think if you're a true Maryland fan, you're happy for those guys because ultimately you want to see guys go and continue to play football. And a lot of people on social media are like, "Why are they celebrating like it's the Super Bowl? Why are they yada yada?" But like a win is a win, you know. Like you don't get a lot of those. It's you put a lot of work in to get wins, and everybody that lines up to play against each other, they're trying to get a win, and we came out victorious. So that's something to celebrate. Whether it's Nebraska or Michigan or Ohio State, you got to celebrate the wins because sometimes they come few and far between. So congratulations to those boys. They going bowling. Hopefully it's a good bowl.
Yeah. Hey,
but
we'll see. That's crucial. But the thing about it is like you said, bro, they went a month without winning a football game.
That's a long time.
Bro, that's a long time. After starting 5-0, like the vibes were so high, and then you go through a month of just, I mean, that's like borderline depression, bro. Like just everything going against you. It feels like you can't get a break. So they got the break they needed, man. And like real quick, we can run through the game a little bit. Nebraska went through 3 different quarterbacks in this game. And normally when you say, okay, the other team, you know, they had their starter, he got hurt, got benched, whatever. The backup comes in, he gets benched for the third string guy. Normally you'd be like, all right, yeah, we up like 30, right? Like they're down bad. No, these boys had a chance to win it at the end and folded. Even the third string quarterback was Brock Purdy's little brother. Crazy. I ain't even peeped that he was on their roster, but he came in there and he gave Hebe a pick at the end that them boys were about to do it to us. So it was just good to see, man. Like the game was ridiculous. They had me pulling my hair out. Like I'm like, what is happening? Like everything that you wouldn't expect to happen to a team that has so many veteran players, has guys who are legit playmakers. It just wasn't going well like throughout the game. But you know, we had a bunch of takeaways. That's one thing that you expect. Man, you get 4 or 5 takeaways, you expect to be whooping a team.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, those turnovers saved us, and we got it done. The kicker made the game-winning kick. We talked about it earlier in the year. Man, you ain't worried about that kicker until they got to make the one that counts. He made the one. He made the one that counted, and we going bowling like you said. So he's good in my book, at least for now.
Yeah,
for now,
certified. Like you said, yeah, the Terps definitely had it wasn't a monkey. It was a gorilla on their back, like holding on to them like you ain't going nowhere. Like you have Hemby who runs on the 5-yard line and fumbles. I'm like, bro, what in the world? Like there's certain things that happened in the game like you couldn't even believe. It was almost like the Terps started the season like a New Year's resolution. I'm going to the gym. I'm drinking my water. I'm getting my sleep. I'm doing everything. And then as the season progressed, that New Year's resolution kind of hits the fan. The discipline goes out the window. The extra work goes out the window. So it was good to see that the Terps got the win this week because they really needed this one in order to be bowl eligible. So what happens the rest of the season? TBD.
Yeah,
we're gonna take it a week at a time.
That's fact. We're gonna take it 1 week.
We got next week.
Yeah, them boys in blue. Now, man, look. One thing about Michigan, Fox Big Noon kickoff, bro. So they didn't even waste any time. Like the game ended, I think Michigan's game ended about the same time because they were both noon starts, bro. As soon as those games were over, they posted it on our page. Fox Big Noon kickoff is coming to Maryland. Michigan's coming to town. Da, 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 da. Dang, man, like y'all got to bring all the attention to us. Now, there's 2 sides to that coin, right? Like. And it's not the Ohio State coin that we had where, there was an opportunity to change the fate of the program. This isn't a change the fate of the program, but you can
You
shock
trying to
some
ruin
folks.
somebody's season. Yeah, you
Hey,
trying to ruin
you
you
can
trying to ruin somebody's season.
you can mess up somebody's season now. Like
Remember last
Mich-
year?
mm-hmm.
Last year, I put the house that what you call. I was like, man, is Maryland gonna cover this spread? I was just being realistic, and Maryland came out there and they had a close game down to the wire. It wasn't if it wasn't for a couple of bad plays, they would have probably won that game. So and it's the same guys on that team, and they've
Without a
developed and they're
doubt.
better. They may not have the same confidence that they did, but honestly, when you have the least to lose, because it's not like there's a lot of pressure on Maryland, so this might be a
Without a
situation
doubt.
where they come out and play like some dogs, because it's not like they're trying to beat Michigan to become,
Mm-hmm.
bowl eligible or ranked highly. They're like, nah, we just coming to ruin your day and take some food off your plate type deal. So this might be a game where they shock us. We'll see.
Without a bro, this is literally a throwaway. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have absolutely nothing to lose. Like if y'all get whooped, so what? That's what everyone's gonna say. They expected to happen. That's what happened the last month prior to Saturday. So why not? Like why not go
Why
mess
not?
someone's season up? And like I'll just dive into the football, like the actual football analytical part for just a second, bro. Michigan finished the game against Penn State last week with like 30 something consecutive run plays. They I think they completed 8 passes on the entire game. And JJ
Mm.
McCarthy's like a pretty good quarterback. Like
Yeah, exactly.
dude is good.
Yeah.
So if you got a team that one, that's against Penn State. Now, Penn State is also the same defense that we couldn't get a positive rushing yard against. So I don't think that we can, put ourselves in that stratosphere in terms of we can isolate and make Michigan one dimensional like that. But I mean, who knows? Like, who knows what happens if JJ can't get it going? If they can't spread the ball around, do we have a better chance to just, hey, load up, blitz everybody, like do whatever you got to do, right? Like you said, bro, absolutely nothing to lose. I think Michigan is -21 right now. I'm not gonna say I'm putting money on it, but if I were a betting man and I had some pride about me, I would put the Terps to cover 21. That's a lot of points, bro. Like
I think
you
so
got,
too.
bro. It's especially like when you said there's nothing to lose. There's no reason to not pull out all the trick plays, all the zero blitzes,
Yeah.
hit a guy, hit. Hey, I'm not a dirty player. I'm not telling you to
I,
hit
I, but
Blake out of bounds. But
I was
hey,
saying this.
if he want to be if you want to creep a little bit by the sideline and think it's sweet, smack him one time. Like, bro,
I'm
what's
I'm twisting ears. I'm pulling hair. I'm
bro,
giving a
bottom of
trip.
bottom of the pile. Hey, Blake. Hey, I'm coming. Hey, you better go down next time, Blake. You better go down. And Blake from Maryland too, so I know them boys salty.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep Blake at the crib, and he over there cooking us every year. So get him back. You know
Yep.
what Magic said? Charles, get him back. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do some.
hey, whatever you got, bro, leave it on the line, right? Because I mean, you don't have anything to lose these next 2 weeks. But like you said,
Nope.
bro, you got all the announcers coming to town. You know, Urban Meyer gonna be there. All the rest of the Big Noon Kickoff crew is gonna be there. The game is on Fox. Like, man,
Damn, campus gonna be lit.
bro, campus is gonna be lit. Like, I wish I could come back. I wish Fox would invite me. Like, hey, give me that call so I can come in and pick Maryland to win, and y'all can laugh at me. I'll pick them anyway. I don't care.
Oh, isn't that the one where they put the helmet on too? Where they put the
Nah, that's
oh, okay.
college game day, which
Oh,
disrespect.
okay.
They kind of disrespectful, bro. Because I think Maryland is one of like only like 8 or 9 schools that college game day has never gone to.
Never? Damn.
Never. Like I don't think they've gone to Maryland in the history of game day. But they said Big Noon Kickoff is setting up at the little beach area outside Epley, so that should be a nice little view. Might have to run up behind the camera and put up a sign and say, "Hey,
That's
watch,
tough.
watch Testudos and touchdowns with Trey and I." Like, hey, check us out,
That's
bro.
lucky tough.
Nah, we gotta. I might have to pay somebody to do that. Hey, get right.
100%.
Get us our views up. But yeah, man, we gonna see what these boys do this weekend. Um, but as we were talking about earlier, bro, with the bowl games, we do have 6 wins, right? So we're bowl eligible. So what do? You start looking at the bowl projections. As of today, ESPN has us either going to Nashville for the Music City Bowl, and who do they have us playing there? Hold on, let me
Ole
check.
Miss, right?
Yeah, Ole Miss, which will be a pretty good game. They just fought against Bama. They ain't really have it though, but they got an offense. And I think I think Lane Kiffin and Loxley might have crossed over a little bit, or maybe they were back to back as OCs in the Bama days.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably some familiarity there, or which I've been kind of asking for, and I'd be really happy about.
Tampa.
They also yes sir. They also got what's that? Picked for the ReliaQuest Bowl, formerly known as the Outback Bowl. I don't know why they changed the name.
What is
Getting out of
ReliaQuest? Is that a company?
probably some like finance company or something like that.
Sounds like
That's
it.
who's taking over all the bowl games these days.
Yeah.
Or some data analytic company. Somebody we don't know, but we liked it better as the Outback Bowl. That was like our thing. Because I think Outback was founded in Tampa. Either way, they got picked to go to that bowl as well against LSU. I don't know if I want to play LSU, but I do want them boys coming to the crib because that'd be sweet. So which one of those two you taking?
I like the Tampa jump for real. For the safety of the Terps, I'm going with the Nashville Bowl. I'm going with the ReliaQuest jump. Oh, and not the one in the Music City jump. And I feel like the Terps fans would travel better going to Nashville than going to
probably
going to Tampa type deal. So I feel like that'd be a cooler scenery. Although Tampa would be nice with the weather and everything like that. I kind of like Nashville better. I like Ole Miss. I like that matchup with Ole Miss versus Maryland rather than LSU versus Maryland. That'd just be a crazy lineup to see, to say the least.
That's right. LSU got some dogs, but one thing that now that I'm thinking about it, if they did come down here and if they did play LSU, or if they play LSU in a different bowl game, the caveat to that is obviously the last couple of years, everyone's been getting on the train made famous by Christian McCaffrey, but guys opting out of the bowl game. LSU got a receiver, I think his name Malik Neighbors or something like that. Probably going first round. He probably opting out. Jaden Daniels, potentially an MVP candidate. I guarantee he's opting out. It's too much money at stake to be messing around with the bowl game that doesn't mean anything. So hey, that maybe if we get LSU and they come to Tampa, we get a team that's a little not at full strength. That's a big part of it, bro. Like where do you stand on the opting out? Like if you're a top tier guy or just
Man,
period.
you don't owe them boys nothing. You see how NIL now people are really starting to maximize their profit potential as athletes and as celebrities almost in a way. So just like a bowl game, they need to be paying these athletes. If you want to have the top athlete come into your bowl game and playing in your bowl game, you need to pay them an appearance fees. And if you're not, them little bowl gifts, that fat head, that per diem, that ain't cutting it. It's not enough. I need some more. So I don't blame these athletes because all it takes is one play and your draft stock will hit the floor. And all that capital potential that you had for the future that you could have maximized goes out the window because you wanted to play in a game or like be loyal to your team. There's no such thing as loyalty in business, man. Like just like these coaches go from team to team, whether it's the NFL, whether it's the NBA, whether it's college football, players should have the same license to do so and not have that, integrity, loyalty. Nah. Get your money. You got a family to feed, just like these coaches. So that's kind of my opinion on it.
I'm in the same boat. Like, bro, all you gotta think about is Jalen Smith in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State. Bro,
man, I still think about that to this day, man.
Bro, he was like a certified top 10, probably like top 5 pick. Like he was the future of linebackers because he was that dude in high school, number 1, went to Notre Dame, that dude for 3 years, and like that injury changes life. Not even just football and the amount of money he was able to make, but like dude has like permanent nerve damage in his knee, and that can happen at any time. Like literally, just think about the fact that someone else in that bowl game potentially is playing their last football game ever. They have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
A guy like that has everything. So, like you said, bro, I mean, hopefully dudes ain't, they're not opting out of like the playoffs and stuff like that, because obviously then you start watering down college football as a whole, and that's hard. And there's also that competitive spirit that's tugging on dudes. But if you want guys to play in the bowl games, like you said, I mean,
pay them.
Hey, cough up some money. Hey, you want a first round?
They got the money to make. Yeah, exactly.
You want a first round pick in the bowl game? Play them again or pay them a game check like they're about to get from
literally
from the NFL. Give them 100,000. Give them 150,000. I bet Jaden Daniels run out there and you know what I'm saying? Bro, hey, where do I sign? Where do I get 50% up front? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Name the bowl game after him. This is the Jay Daniels Bowl. Literally put him on,
hey,
put him
do
on.
what
What
you
you
got to
call it? Put
do.
him on
Put them
payroll.
on put them on the poster. Put them in the commercial. Do whatever you
They
got to do.
already
And,
do.
and hey, then you'll sell more tickets. You'll make
Mm-hmm.
more. You'll make more money off on the back end, right? Like that's a huge part of bowl games is
Quite
celebrating
literally.
teams that have been successful and then highlighting big time players and making money. It's all about making money at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
So we
Um,
look at the standings of certain conferences right now, and certain guys that were projected to be that guy, their teams are not those guys.
mhm.
So if you're someone like Caleb Williams right now, where you're sitting at 5-3 in the Pac-12, y'all are the fifth team in the Pac-12. You ain't playing in no national
No shot,
championship. Do you sit out? Are you
bro.
done? Do you shut it down
Mm-mm.
for the season?
He's
What do you do?
so I mean it's
Drake May
hard.
too.
Yeah, it's hard to say like I'm not gonna play at all because then I mean, like I said, it just brings in so many layers. But if someone did, I can't fault them. Like I can't be mad at Caleb or Drake if they said, "Hey, the team around me unfortunately has crumbled." I mean,
Hmm.
I did my best. It's not like I didn't try.
Yeah.
And they 100% people would label them as, "Oh, they're selfish. They're about them." You dang right, they're about them when it comes to money that literally is generations of their family being set for forever. I mean,
Hmm.
if you're a first round pick, let alone a top 5, top 3 type pick, guaranteed guy, like which Caleb and Drake both are basically, that money changes everyone's life. Like literally everyone. So you
Yeah.
don't really get to decide if what they did is or isn't right because you're not in that position. You just
Exactly.
aren't. So whatever they decide, bro, I ride with dudes being able to make that choice because I mean it's fairness. It's not like I mean what's it called? Caleb went out there and played yesterday when he knew his team didn't have a chance at anything. They had already lost 3 games out of the last like 4 or something, and he
Hmm.
goes out there and does what he can, and team crumbled. Like bro, Oregon had that one safety. I ain't gonna call his number, but he had him doing loop de loops on one pass play. Like what we supposed to do with that? Like, man, they out here getting
Yeah.
cooked. So, like, bro, anyone who's making the business decision that's for their money, that's what you got to do. Like, it's just smart to be about your business. That's what it is, right? Like, you can't. What would anyone else do if someone's sitting here with a job offer and you say, "Hey, I give you a week. If you don't respond in that week, you don't get the money." This is their week. They're sitting here looking. They're like,
Hmm.
okay, well, hey, I can either potentially risk this opportunity that I have, or lock myself in, and I'm good to go for life. What
Exactly.
you want to do?
Yeah. What you gonna do? With
Show
Caleb
me
out
the
though
money,
now, who wins? Who wins the Heisman? You got Penix locked. That's a
bro.
lock.
So it's not a lot. These are my 4, and
What?
it's not a lot, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
These are my 4, and this is in order first to fourth. So first, it is Penix. He's leading the race right now. He's
Hmm.
got it if it ends today, in my mind. 2 is Marvin Harrison Jr. Buddy is going stupid. He had like 3 touchdowns, I
Yeah.
think, in the first like 10 minutes yesterday.
Mm.
Third is Jaden Daniels. Bro is snapping. Now, he has a hard spot because they've lost 3 games already, but dude had like 600 yards of offense yesterday and 400 something before that against Bama. Like he had an 85-yard rushing touchdown, 400 something yards passing. I think he was the first ever to 350 plus yards passing and 150 plus yards rushing. Something insane like that.
That's
Like
crazy.
dudes just aren't doing that. And he's honestly getting better every week. He's 3. Bo
Yeah.
Nix is 4. Here's how I see it playing out, right? Like it's all they basically can all knock each other off depending on what happens. If Penix has all good or better games and wins the Pac-12 championship, I think it's his. Like if he doesn't do anything to lose it, I don't see how you can give it to someone else because of how good he's been all year and his team will be undefeated.
Consistently. Yeah.
Wins are a huge part of who gets the Heisman. It just that's how it
10-game
goes.
win streak. Washington got a 10-game win streak right now.
Yeah, I mean they're undefeated, bro. Like
Yeah.
you can't knock someone for winning everybody who comes in front of them. They beat them. Going into last year, they've been dogging folks. So I think that's all he has to do is not mess up. And if he has like another huge game, or they go to the Pac-12 and he throws for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, it's locked.
Hmm.
Marvin Harrison, if he goes to the game against Michigan or not against Michigan against Ohio State, wait, no, they're playing Michigan. I'm tripping. if they go out and he has like 3-4 receiving touchdowns against Michigan, and then they
You
go to
think
the
he's a
Big Ten
lock?
championship and he just goes crazy, you're like, it's hard to say he's
Yeah.
not potentially as deserving, bro. Like the season he's had, he doesn't have the best quarterback, and they'd be undefeated at that point too. Like now it really starts talking. Like is his season up there in that Devontae Smith like type season?
Mm-hmm.
And did Penix potentially have a game where he threw 3 picks? Did they lose to Oregon in the Pac-12 championship? If he does that and any of those things happen where Penix slips, he might pass him. If both of those guys mess up, say Marvin just doesn't do a whole lot against in any of the remaining games, and then Jaden Daniels just has another 5 touchdown game, has another 400 total yards game, you got to be like, all right, do I has he not earned it? Like Buddy will probably be top 3 in the NCAA in passing and rushing or something like that. He's got to be leading quarterbacks in rushing. I mean, dude is going absolutely
Easy.
crazy. So like you can't really give a bad argument for him. And then I think Bo Nix is just sitting there waiting for like everyone to mess up. Like
Mm-hmm.
if the top 2 guys mess up and they lose a game or they don't play very well, and then Jaden Daniels' team loses again, like that's the thing for Jaden Daniels. He already has 3 losses, so if LSU loses again, do you say, all right, we can't give it to a dude no matter how well he played? His team lost 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little tough. And then did Bo Nix bring Oregon back? They beat Washington in the Pac-12 championship, and now they're potentially a playoff team. Now, okay, he steals it. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
for him to get it, everyone else would have to really mess up in some kind of way. But
It's
there's
very
a path
unlikely.
to any 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking though?
I'm thinking honestly, I think that Michael Penix is gonna come out and they're gonna beat Oregon again. A lot of people have Oregon to win the Pac-12 championship, and I know it's really hard to beat a team twice, but
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like MP gonna come out slinging that jump even more than he has throughout this season, and he's gonna finish out a great season and then really make that plunge into the college football playoff realistically. But I do see Marvin Harrison at least one out of these 2 games that they play, whether it be the Big Ten championship or that game against Michigan, he's gonna snap on one
Mm-hmm.
of them Jones.
Guaranteed.
So I think I can see a situation where it both of those things happen, where Marvin Harrison snaps and Michael Penix snaps, and then we're like, damn, who do we give it to? But then that quarterback clause always
Yeah,
always takes the cake on that one type deal. So
it's just a
it's just a
bias, bro.
given.
It's just part of
Exactly.
it. So yeah.
So
Now
ultimately,
that,
I got Penix winning it.
like I said, bro, I really want him to win because I think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
so cool. Like knowing his story in college from multiple
Yeah.
bad knee injuries, coming out of Indiana, like, and then going to Washington, coming back for another year, and then just leading them to basically the promised land. It'd be
Mm-hmm.
a special story, and he's from the crib. I done mentioned that before, so I'm rooting for my dog, man. I really want him to get it. That would be beyond fire. Um, so transitioning from the
Yeah.
Heisman, then we've talked about it the last few weeks. This playoff picture, I feel like, is kind of remaining the same every week.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Florida State's staying steady. They look good. They really don't have any holes, and there's no competitor for them in the ACC.
Nope.
The Michigan Ohio State thing, like now that Penn State lost both of their big games, it's Michigan
Mm-hmm.
or Ohio State. Like we'll see. And then Georgia is Georgia. I think they're gonna
Georgia,
run into
Georgia,
Bama. They're gonna run into Bama in the SEC championship. But I just don't know if Bama has enough to overcome them, bro. Like
which is
it just
crazy to
feels like
say.
you got to play like a perfect game to
Yeah.
beat Georgia the way they're assembled right now. And like Brock Bowers is coming back. Like he came back yesterday, but he was like a game time decision. Imagine what was that, like 3 weeks from now when he gets healthy in an SEC championship game, they're running end arounds
Yeah.
with their tight end again. Like it gets dark.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch that Georgia Bama game because like Bama was such a perennial powerhouse that like they
Mm-hmm.
lose one game and you write them off as like, yeah, they don't got it no more. But if you really look at it, like Bama has only lost one game in their
Mm-hmm.
conference. They're 7-0. They're on an 8-game winning streak since they lost that game. So it's like, I don't know, man. What happens if Bama come out and then they surprise everybody and they beat Georgia? It's like
Oh yeah,
Bama's like beating their chest like,
Bama
I'm
gotta go.
here.
Yeah, Bama gotta go, bro.
And then
Because
that flip everything.
oh,
That'd be
it'll
crazy.
make everything so hard. And I think like that's the biggest fear with. I mean, this is the last year of the four team playoff, but like that's the biggest fear, bro. Is like everyone dang near has one loss. Like you got
Mm-hmm.
if Bama wins, you got one loss Bama, one loss Georgia. You got to put Bama over Georgia because they would have just beaten them. Then you would have somebody between Michigan and Ohio State's going to have one loss, like guaranteed. And
Mm-hmm.
those two teams are in there right now too. What if Oregon beats Washington? Then you got one loss O State, one loss Michigan, one loss. Well, potentially you could have what? Well, one of those two would be undefeated, Michigan or O State, most likely. You would have,
Mm-hmm.
but you could have a one loss Georgia, one loss Bama, one loss Oregon, one loss Washington. Like, dang, what do you do, bro? Like that
Yeah,
gets
that's a rough one.
so tough. Like,
And then those losses are all in the championship or at the end of the season, not like an
yes,
early season jump. So it's like,
yeah. So who overrides who? Like, whew, man, that playoff room could get dicey. Now, I mean,
very much
there's an
so.
easy route to it, right? Like if Washington beats Oregon, that conversation's dead. If Georgia beats Bama, that conversation's dead. And then it would really just become, okay, who wins between Michigan and Ohio State? Because I feel like Florida State's got their spot like set in stone. Like
Yeah.
they would have to just collapse to not get in the playoff because there's nobody in their way that's even worth talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Then well, the three other spots are somebody from the Big Ten's getting one, somebody from the SEC is at least getting one, and then can the Pac-12 hold on to their spot,
Mm-hmm.
or does it potentially leave room for if Bama beats Georgia, does Georgia get in too? If Michigan beats Ohio State, does Ohio State get into? It's gonna come down to the wire, bro. Somebody gonna get left out, and they're gonna be sick.
Very, very sick. Very. You know who else is very, very sick? The University of Texas Agriculture and Medicine, because they fired
Yo,
Jimbo Fisher and they still owe
bro,
that brother $75 million. You gotta really, really, really not like somebody for them to win a game and then still fire him and then still owe him 75 million bands. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of
that's
money.
bro.
That's a lot of money.
That's probably more than like I wanna like go look after this or have like a fact checker go look it up for me. I would bet money that that's more than the entire head coaching history of Maryland has been paid total. Like
Mm,
realistically, there's a
yeah,
chance that much money has not been put into our entire lifeline of head coaches. Like it's
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Um, so like and you know what the worst part about it is, bro? You know what the
What?
worst part about it is? He does not have a clause where they're not on the hook for the money if he gets another job. Like that's always the thing. If you get a job somewhere else, that offsets your buyout and
Yeah.
and you're not paid that from that point on. Like it doesn't matter if it's a year, 2 years, whatever that time remaining on the contract was, it would be equivalent to that amount.
Dang. So he's gonna be
He's
doubling up. That's crazy.
Bro, he somehow negotiated that no matter what happens, he keeps all the money. And that was after he had got fired from Florida State. What kind of leverage did he have on them to get that deal? That deal is unprecedented. Like in
Yeah.
the history of like, bro, I don't even know if Nick Saban has that deal. Like that doesn't
That's
make any
insane.
sense. And
They got
Texas
the
A&M
money though.
sat, bro, boy, they got some good money down there. Like I don't know what they're doing, but I want in on it because
It's bigger in
if you
Texas,
got
everything.
bro, if you have donors saying, "Hey, we'll give you this 76 million to get rid of him," and they gonna have to cough up somewhere in that same neighborhood to get someone else.
Yeah. You're right.
Goodness
I didn't think about that.
gracious, bro, you gotta know because the next coach ain't gonna come in and get paid 20 million for 3 years, 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
while the guy they just fired is getting paid 76. No, sir. They gonna
Not
they
me.
gonna have to they gonna have to come correct, and they know that, bro. That's
Yeah.
insane. That's a lot of bro. Like I don't know what else is gonna happen in the coaching carousel world. Obviously that gets going. Like we don't know if that's gonna come to the Terps. Like do the Terps have to make
Mm-hmm.
some decisions? Hey, got to figure out the staff. All I know is, hey, I'll put my name in the hat for any job with the Terps. Like, hey, help me,
Help me.
help me get on the staff. Like, I'll do anything. Hey, look, if you need me to clean floors, hey, you paying though?
What's the
Where the
numbers?
mop at? Bro, where the mop at? Just show me the numbers. Where my
Literally.
moving package? But nah, bro. So hey, to flip the script a little bit. So obviously you've been traveling and you
Hmm.
ain't I don't think you peeped today.
Nah,
Because
what
today
happened?
got rough. So I'm talking about me and good old Packers Twitter. Now, obviously
Did the Packers play today?
yeah, and they
It was
fumbled the
bad.
bag.
Sheesh.
It was bad that they lost because they had every chance to win, but they fumbled the bag. But bro, Packers Twitter is outlandish. Like I know you peeped some of the old ones and you peeped how they be
Uh-huh.
coming. But like, bro, okay, put it like this. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Hmm.
These folks sit here and they've been spoiled for the last 40 years with two outstanding quarterbacks, two of the best to play the game ever. And
Hmm.
they've had success basically every single year for 40 plus years. My little brother comes in, and all of a sudden, they suddenly are like awful, basically. Like, they're just
Hmm.
not very good. And this fan base has no idea what's going on. They can't just acknowledge that the team isn't very good. Offense ain't playing well. Defense ain't playing well. Coaches ain't really making the necessary adjustments to get better. Same things keep happening over and over again. Undisciplined team. Oh, to be honest, they have a lot of the issues that the Terps have, and we talked about them
Hmm.
all season long. Bro, they want to get in their feelings and just spout nonsense all day, and I'm like, and I can't go. Like, I can't go for you spouting lies on Twitter just because you have a Twitter account and you want to be cool. Like, am I
Hmm.
wrong or am I doing too much? Because I feel like I don't be taking it personal. I feel like I just correct people and move to the next one. I'm always
I feel
down to
like
have a friendly debate.
it's a losing battle because they
Oh,
gonna
for
they gonna
sure.
say what they want to say regardless. They're gonna say outlandish stuff just to get a response out of folks, even if it doesn't even make sense. Like they just want to make noise. That's really what it be, for real,
100%.
for real. What's some of the stuff that they said this week specifically about the game that was played?
Bro, so here's the thing. Like, very most of the time, they don't just say, hey, we didn't play very well on this side of the ball, yada, yada, yada. They make personal attacks. In particular, obviously, Christian is my brother, so that's
Hmm.
that's who I care about. They make attacks on him about, hey, he couldn't do X, Y, Z. He drops the ball all the time, whatever, whatever, whatever. He has one recorded drop on the season, but they want to complain all the time about drops. There was another rookie on the team last year who had almost double the drops he did, but they want to talk about him about drops. It's the same team that Devontae Adams' first 3 years, he couldn't catch a dang pass, couldn't stay on the field to save his life.
Oh
But they want to
yeah,
sit here. They want to sit here and act like Christian is the worst thing since sliced bread.
Trey seems to have cut off. So I think what Trey wanted to say was, fans are fans, players are players. There's a thin line. Stay in your place and do your job, and everything will be just fine. Thank you for tuning in to another week. Terps, get the dub this week. We'll catch y'all later. Appreciate it.